Hey, middle school, Merry Christmas. This is Mrs. Doro. Really excited to show you guys how to make this Christmas-inspired cartoon drawing this week. This is Rudolph. We're going to be using a fine tip Sharpie and the oil pastels that you guys have all been given. Okay, colors you're going to need a red, that pink or peach, whatever you've got in your pack, brown. I used a little bit of orange in his antlers, green for the eyes, and then white for the highlights, okay? So we're gonna get started by drawing Rudolph. Remember guys, whenever you're drawing something, always try to look for simple shapes, especially with cartooning, okay? So about halfway in my page, going down. So find your halfway mark on your page, and then you're going to be drawing towards the bottom of your page. I would like you to create an oval. Okay, that's going to be Rudolph's nose. Now, around his nose, right here, all the way around, is going to be another oval. So I am going to start right over here at the top of the oval. I'm going to take it around. I'm going to come back up. And it's okay if it's not perfectly even, guys, okay? Not looking for perfection. Okay, now we're going to put in his mouth. So he's going to have a smile. I'm going to turn my paper because I like to pull my Sharpie. I think I get a straighter line if I pull it as opposed to pushing. So, and I'm just going to put a couple little marks at the edge of his cheeks. Okay, so Rudolph's now got a nose, kind of his mouth area, muzzle. Okay, so now the eyes are going to be upside down U's. So starting on the side right over here. Okay, and try to space them evenly, keep them relatively the same size if you can. All right, then his pupils down at the bottom, I'm going to start right here. I'm going to create a circle. I'm going to do the other side, keeping it relatively the same size. Then inside of here, I'm going to create a circle. Over here, another circle. Okay, now inside of this, up in the upper right corner, I'm going to make a circle and another one here. Then I'm going to make a little one down here and a little one down there. These two little points are going to make it look like he has light reflecting in his eyes. Now I'm going to, with my Sharpie, color this rest of his eyes in black. Okay, so there's the basics. Okay, next thing that we're going to do is we're going to draw his head. So if you notice on here, it's kind of this rounded box shape almost. It's going to attach to the oval. So start on one side, going up. I'm going to kind of curve, come over, and back down. All right. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to add on his ears. So on the corners, I'm going to kind of make a line coming up like this. And on the other side, I'm going to try to do one that is symmetrical because Rudolph's face is symmetrical. Okay, so now you have lines that look like this. I'm going to kind of swoop down from those and close them in. Okay, so now he's got two ears. I'm going to mimic this line right here. and mimic this line here. I'm going to make kind of an almond shape and another almond shape for his 2 ears. All right, now his antlers. Okay, so at the top of his head, we're going to try to evenly space these as much as we can. We're going to make a mark here to start. Another mark. I'm going to come to the other side. And I'm going to make these as relatively evenly spaced as I can. Okay, so his first antler is going to come out kind of like this. Now from here, I'm going to make 1 bump, 2 bumps, and I'm going to come back down. All right, now this side, I'm going to do the same thing, but just mirroring it. Coming out, around. Okay, pretty close. All right, so there he is. He's all drawn in. Now, we're going to move on to the oil pastels. So first thing that we're going to do is you're going to grab your red. Now, on the red, we're going to leave a bit of an oval right here. This is going to be the highlight where the light is hitting it. The rest of it, I want you to fill in solid with red. Going all the way around. Looking for solid color. Yours will probably go a lot faster than mine because yours is a lot smaller than mine if you're doing this in your sketchbook. Okay, now to get that kind of like the gradation, oh sorry guys, you're going to need a black as well. I forgot that. Okay, so really lightly, because black is super dominant, I'm just going to do a little bit of black down here. Then I'm going to pick up my red and I'm going to work in a circular motion to blend that red in, or excuse me, blend the black and the red together. And it's going to make it look like he has like a shadow, like his nose is 3-dimensional instead of flat. Really doesn't take a whole lot of effort to do little things like this to make your drawings look kind of cool. Then I'm going to take the white. And right around the edge, I'm just going to kind of blend this in, going in a circular motion again. Now I don't want his whole nose to turn black, so I'm going to use a colored, a paper towel, and I'm going to wipe this off. I'm going to come back in here in the middle, because we don't want it to go pink. All right, now his nose looks like it has a highlight and it's 3-dimensional. Okay, the brown, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this whole area in brown. I'd like to see when you're doing this, students, that you're laying down solid color, okay? I don't want to see a lot of white coming through from the page of the paper. All right, now to make it look a little bit more depth like his nose, you're going to take your black, really, really lightly, light pressure, and I'm just going to kind of go across right here where his nose meets the muzzle part of his face with a little bit of black. I'm going to pick up my brown again, just like I did on his nose, and I'm going to work in a circular motion to blend the black into the brown so we don't have like streaks. Okay, just gives it a little bit more depth. Now, my next color I'm gonna grab, I don't have a light brown, so I'm gonna have to combine two colors. I'm gonna grab my peach, and I'm gonna color in his antlers. All right, I'm gonna do the other side as well. I'm gonna color in his muzzle down here. Try to stay away from the black Sharpie line if you can. If you happen to go over it, in the end we can take a black oil pastel and we can bring the mouth back. If you happen to go over it, no big deal. Okay, so now I want his cheeks to look a little rosy because he's been outside. So with my red, make sure it's nice and clean. I'm just gonna do really lightly. A little circle over here, a little circle over here. Then I'm gonna pick up that peach color again, or that light pink, and I'm going to kind of blend them out a little bit, so it looks a little bit more rosy instead of just a circle. Again, notice I'm working in that circular motion to blend my two colors together. Okay. Next thing that we're going to do is on the antlers. For time's sake, I'm not going to color in both antlers, but you will. I'm going to take a little bit of this brown, really lightly. I'm going to go around the outside edge of my antler just to give it a little bit more depth instead of it looking like flat color. I'm gonna pick up that peach again, and guess what? I'm gonna work in that circular motion again to blend those two colors in together. All right. Now, the inside of the ear is also going to become this peach color. And his ear is going to be brown. Okay, and I would do the same with this antler and this ear. For time's sake, I'm not going to. Also, I'm going to fill in his eyes green, and the other side green. And I'm going to leave this area out here, the whites of his eyes. I'm just going to leave that white. Now, what I'm going to do, my very last step, I'm going to come back in and I'm going to go back over his mouth with my black oil pastel because I've kind of lost some of it when I was adding in the color for the muzzle area. All right, and there you have it, guys. Ta-da! It's Rudolph. Merry Christmas.